I don't see it. Hey, there we go. There it is. Live. We're live now, so it's not a countdown, it's a count up. So, yeah, right. So, hello, Bettina. Hello.
Hi, Stu.
Hello. Welcome to Facebook Live. Is there anybody else here? I can't tell. If there's anybody else here, just type in and say hello. It's been a little while since we've done a Facebook Live. Been a bit slack, been a bit busy, bit of shit going on. While I did have COVID a couple of months ago, everybody, I don't have COVID anymore, but I've got this scratchy cough that's hanging around. So if I do go into some sort of a coughing fit, Tina's going to take over, and I'm just going to crawl over in the corner, get that over and done with, and then I'll come back. I won't stress. I'm fine. It's just like that. Right, what are we talking about today? A little bit of Grainfather stuff. The new Grainfather GCast, the S40 Conical Fermenter, this bad boy over my shoulder. And while I don't have one here, the S40, I do have a G40 sitting here. It's in the shop. If you want to come in and have a look at it. And if anybody's got any questions, send them through and we'll make up an answer for you. Metals, what do you got behind you?
I have a Braumeister,
Ooh.
a Spargen, an Air Still, and a Brewtech Tonic, and a very lovely fermenting fridge.
How big is the Brewtech Conical?
Just a 7 gal. It's a baby.
Is that the Unitech one?
No. Just a
You
Conical.
do have a Unitech, though, don't you? No?
We wish.
Must be the other potato. Oops. Oh, well. Cool. Have you been brewing anything lately?
The last thing I brewed was my COVID brew, which was a Black Hops Pale Clone, which I put Clarity Firm in to make low gluten.
Nice.
Not too bad.
So you've got a gluten intolerance?
Yeah.
And the Clarity Firm helps?
Sure does.
So
But in America, it makes it... Huh?
So if you didn't put
in
Clarity
America,
Firm...
it makes it gluten-free, but Australian standards, it doesn't.
Yeah.
So, low gluten.
But if you didn't put it in there, you'd be sick?
I would know that I drank beer.
Yeah, right. Oh, by the way, I'm
I don't know that I drank.
Can of Ironbark Hill Renegade XPA. It's not bad. Someone dropped it in for me. Thanks to whoever that was. Righto.
It was Chris.
Oh, good on you, Chris. Where are you? Not here today. Without too much further ado, I'll introduce a few new flavours we got for our spirit makers. Excuse me. I got some Copperhead stuff. They do a JD whiskey, a red label like a Johnny Walker Red, a Kentucky Jim Beam style, and a Wild Turkey bourbon as well. Around the $10 mark. Seem to be quite popular, quite good for the same guys that give us the ESB stuff. So there's heaps of ESB stuff, and Pappy 23 that everybody's been asking for is currently in stock. So that's a little bit of the spirit stuff that's been going on. The new Grainfather GCast. So for those that haven't updated their Grainfather G30, like me, I still run a Grainfather G30. In fact, I brewed a beer on it the other day. Still firing on all 8 cylinders. Sorry. It was supposed to be here in stock, but it hasn't showed up. And as you know, the G30 has Bluetooth connectivity, which is very limited. So the GCast, for about $100, plugs in and it gives you full Wi-Fi connectivity for your G30. So you're not bound by those short distances and your Bluetooth dropping in and out. from your control. So if you want to, you can upgrade your G30 to a Gcast. I've got a few coming. They're going to be about $100, and it just means that you don't have to be next to your Grainfather the whole time on your brew day. Just another innovation from Grainfather to try and keep that G30 ticking over for people that still have them.
And
You've also got the roll plates. Sorry, Peter, go.
I was going to say, it's just a tiny little thing too, and it just magnets onto anything. So really little out of the way and gets you up into the Wi-Fi.
So yeah, that's on the SF40 Conical fermenter. There she is, the big girl. They've come down in price. They're about $700, $699, I think it is. 70 litre capacity, nice easy ball valve to use. Testing port there, thermal well, typical Grainfather stuff, good high quality clips, good high quality stainless, easy to put together. It does actually have wheels. I know I've got this one sitting up in a cardboard box, but it's got wheels and handles, so it's pretty easy to move around. Unlike the 30 litre Conical fermenter that's got built-in temperature control, with this bad boy, you invest in a glycol chiller adapter kit that has a little controller, some plugs in the back, connects to your existing glycol chiller, which then connects to this coil, which you immerse in your fermenter. Glycol going in, through the beer, chill it down, warm fluid comes out. Good way to keep your beer temperature controlled. So it's a temperature controlling mechanism that can be used on any type of fermenter. It can be used on a plastic fermenter if you wish. It can be used on an SF Brewtech. It can be used on a Cheeky Pete, whatever you want to do. Pretty retro fit. Nice little bit of kit there. The other one we're going to talk about is the S40 Brewing System, which is the little brother to the G40. Basically, it just doesn't have all the Wi-Fi connectivity and stuff. It's a bit more of a manual procedure. But look, yeah, still a good unit. They've come down in price too. I'm very echoey. Why am I echoing? Do I stop talking? Stop talking. Stop talking. There it is. Is it still there, Joe? Am I still echoing? What was I talking about? The S40. It is. I've got the price for you right now. Patina, start talking.
The S40 is the small stainless. It is all the literage of a G40, so 46 litres it can do a 40 litre brew, or enough to fill 2 kegs at a time. It just does not have the connectability that the G series does. But all the quality stainless, quality welds, quality finish, and it does have the ability to obviously, it's just a more manual input of everything. Still has a great control panel, just no connectivity. And it's definitely a much lower price to get in on the market, but with that wonderful Grainfather covering and name and quality.
So it's just come down to $425 with a 2-year warranty. So that's pretty good value for a 40 litre brewing system, I reckon.
Yeah.
And as Pedal said, backed up by Grainfather backup service. Is there anything else you want to talk about, Pedals, that's happening in the shop? For those that don't know, we have bought a third store.
How about those new Tonic Kits that came in to store?
I'm just going to get Patina, keep talking.
So there's Stu Spirits have brought out a tonic kit for our lovely gin drinkers or anyone that really just loves a tonic with any of their beverages. And it allows you to essentially make tonic quick and easy at home to add to any of your brews. And it is a great little kit that they've brought out for that, and really cost effective. So definitely
And you simply mix it straight into your keg. Makes 19 litres straight into the keg. Robert's your dad's brother. Give it a week in the fermenter to carve up and do its thing. Give it a week in the keg to carve up and do its thing. You've got tonic water on tap. Is there anything else?
We were going to talk about, so a lot of our suppliers have had some price rises. So these are the things that we don't like to discuss. Sorry. But we have had a lot of suppliers have massive price rises, and as a business, we have put off price rising for a long time now because we value our customers so much, and while our value in you hasn't changed, obviously we need to keep the running costs effective. So there has been some very small increases across some of our ranges. There have been decreases in some other areas, but definitely you will notice in store that there has been a little bit of increases across some of our price ranges, which we're very sad about.
Yeah, I've absorbed some of it, but I couldn't absorb all of it. So I've had to pass. I've sort of gone halves with you guys in most of the price increases. But unfortunately, with the way the world is, it is what it is. It's still cost effective to brew. It's still cheaper to brew and more fun to brew. Yeah, that's it, Jimmy. There's not much we can do about it. Transport costs, they hit me with fuel costs. It's just, yeah. A bit like the FPOS fee that you've probably noticed in all the shops now, the 1.1%. Again, I'm just going halves with you guys in the bank. Just trying to offset some of the costs so I can keep the doors open. On that, Mondays up at Port Stephens. The Port Stephens shop will be closed on Mondays throughout winter. It was just a bit too quiet up there. The Western shop is powering along, 15 Station Street. I should have some grain up there in the next couple of weeks. I'm just waiting for my crane cracker to show up. I've started to retrofit the shop, but pretty much what's in Port Stephens or Newcastle will be available at Western. You'll probably meet Aaron up there or myself. Pedals goes up there from time to time just to keep an eye on things and make sure I've done my job. Which I know she enjoys doing. You want to answer some of those questions, Pedals? Because I've got this horrible.
Yeah, so Troy Chambers has asked, have we got any advice on how to get rid of the homebrew train I'm getting in my extract brewing? Now, Troy, there's a few things that are probably causing this. Often it is temperature control during fermentation and yeast quality. So there's a couple of things that I'd recommend giving a shot. One of those would be to find some sort of secondhand fridge and get yourself controlling your temp a little bit better, or really consider where you're storing. But above that, if your cleanliness and sanitization is great, then look at buying a quality yeast next time you buy a tin. Do something like an 05 and Safal US05 or the Safal SO4. They're the most kind of common, but anyone in the store here can give you advice on the yeast great for the brew that you're doing. But that might really help with that train. But I'd say that temperature is probably most likely your affector there. And Joe Thickroom's asking, what else can we put tonic in? I guess it depends how much you like tonic, Joe. Tonic is, you can use it in make up some fun little cocktails with a little bit of tonic bitterness to it. It is mainly used in gin. Some people just enjoy tonic with lime by itself. But Joe, you could just really drink a lot of gin and tonic, 19 litres of it, in fact.
Zach asked about Calypso. Oh, delicious. There's the camera there. Deliciousness. So it's a Yakima Chief hop, Yakima Chief brand from the state. I've got a pretty good description here from a brewmaster. He says Equinox and Calypso would be right up there with my favourite hops. Both of them are complementary to many different spices and make a great beer. They're not a big pine forward hop, but very complex and have nuances many people fail to pick up, associate with them. This guy, he's got alpha acid of 12 to 14% and any substitutes. Doesn't have any substitutes, but it's good in ales, stouts, or a barley wine. That's interesting. It's not a hop that we've had for that long, but it is becoming quite popular. It's crispy, fruity, apples, pears, stone fruit, lime, citrus, sort of flavors. So there is plenty of Calypso in stock. That's all good. There's people walking past the shop looking at me, and I feel like a real goose here staring at a computer screen. So somebody asked me a question. If you missed it, I'm drinking a Renegade XPA from Ironbark Brewhouse. Very, very nice. Cheers, Ironbark.
And I'm double dipping. Bit of beer.
Yeah, double parked. Nice. Good start to Saturday afternoon. I did a black IPA last weekend, guys, with a bit of spit mashing on the Grainfather. It's come up a treat. Cold crash it tomorrow. I should then give it another week to settle, but I'll probably rip in Thursday afternoon. So I'll let you know how it goes. These people have just walked past again and they're looking at me again. So somebody say something, please.
Joe's recommends you smile and wave, so maybe you should try it.
I've been doing that. I do that all the time. What else is happening? We might be moving Newcastle maybe a couple of months. We'll see, but I'll keep you posted. Western's firing well. Oh, with this cold weather, I've had a few people come in recently. Their beer's getting too cold or their wash is getting too cold overnight. Heat belt. Or a heat pad. Connected to Inkbird temperature controller. Set the temps, and your word will sit around there at that desired temp. James Denning, nothing brewing and nothing in kegs. And I think that's a St. George jersey he's wearing.
Sad state of affairs there, Jimmy.
Really kicked James Denning off his studio. Very disappointed, James. No, getting back to it. Ferment 18 to 22. If your beer gets cold, it won't kill the yeast. It just sort of puts it to sleep. You just have to get the temp back up there to kick it off and get it going again. If it gets too hot, that's when you kill the yeast and you get those off flavors. So temperature control and sanitation are two of my bugbears that you guys need to have squared away to get good beers. How long will washed yeast keep in the fridge? There you go, Pedals. There's a good one for you.
Yeah, that depends on the quality of your washed yeast. There's a lot of schools of thoughts on that one. And, I mean, we've had some washed yeast in our fridge for quite a while, but I don't know how well it would even start now. But I certainly wouldn't exactly rule it out either. Yeah, I will get back to you in just a second with exactly the recommended time. But it really depends on your process. I mean, a lot of people use their wash yeast within a week to 2, but
just on yeast, I've got some Australian-made liquid yeast coming. It's got a very high cell content, and it should be here in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. So something new for us to play with. I will just get the name of it. Bluestone
Brew
yeast.
standard on wash yeast. Brew standard on wash yeast is 3 months. So, yeah, Greg, after 3 months, you can certainly keep it there. A lot of people try and use it sooner. I personally kept it longer at home and used it and had good success. But see how well it fits off.
Cool. Any more for any more? A bit of a shorter one today. It's a bit too old. I don't think anybody's out and about. Maybe I should do some Newcastle Brew Shop hoodies. What do you call that? God. Have we got any more questions firing off? Yeah, no worries, Greg. That's easy. Someone else has walked past and looked at me really funny.
James is in on honey cream ales and hoodies. See? That Jimmy, honey cream ale sounds wonderful.
I'm really sorry my cough's annoying you, Chris. I'll make sure that next time it's been sorted out. I'll get my people to look at that. But thanks for the beer, mate. Good on you. Well, thank you, son-in-law. All right, any more for any more? Got some black malt coming in for those dark beers because it's dark beer season. See, Joe, enjoy the fire pit. Yeah, so I've got some black malt coming, some chocolate, some roasted, so we can crack into those dark beers with those new liquid yeasts and have a bit of fun with it. Tony, you got any more for any more?
I don't think so.
No.
So much happening in the shops, I guess. But we kind of all covered that. New ranges coming. If anyone has suggestions for ranges they want to see, particularly in spirit flavourings, let us know. We're happy to look into them. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, I'll get you a beanie.
Yes,
I'll get you a
beanies
beanie.
all the way.
All good. All right, pedals. Beers for a snappy Friday, Saturday. Where are we? Saturday afternoon beer. Thanks everyone for joining in.
Yeah.
Remember, keep it clean, keep it real. Drink beer. It's good for you. See ya.